am enough. I am loved. I invite all positive things into my life. Look in the mirror and say, I love me. So since it is self-love month, I've been posting different journal prompts, like affirmations, reminders, and challenging them to express how they incorporate self-love into their life, and just making sure they engage in that, because it's a lot of things that people forget about. I too forget about it often, and people don't realize how important it is. So the goal for this 30 days of self-love is to make sure people are incorporating self-love into their lives every single day. You know, at least for me, if I read something, I think about it. I think about it like constantly, especially if it resonates with me. But if you get someone thinking about it, they're like this much closer in your self-love journey or their self-love journey. And if I can do that, then it's wonderful. That is what I set out to do every single day, because I know where I was at, and it was horrible. It was absolutely, absolutely horrible, and I never want to go back there, and I won't. I've increased. I was like way down here, and I jumped 20 steps up over the last 4 or 5 years. No, 4 years. Almost 4 years. And you know, I've slid down the ladder a couple times. Don't know how you can slide down a ladder. That sounds dangerous. Don't do that. Come down a couple rungs between life events and everything like that. But, you know, this is where I want to be. This is where I was, and I'm getting up here. I know, I can feel it. So I encourage you to follow along with me on Facebook. The month is almost over, but all of the posts are there. They'll be in their own separate album, so I hope you go and look at them. I hope you engage in self-love, and if you have any questions, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I'm not an expert on the matter, obviously. I'm no, you know, I'm not a life coach or anything like that, but I like having my journey and using that to help other people, because nobody deserves to hate themselves. Nobody needs to hate themselves, because everybody is wonderful. So one quote that I came across a while ago, and I've just held it very, very close, and I wish I was told this when I was younger, because it would have been very, very valuable for me to know. But be careful how you talk about yourself. You are listening. First time I heard that, and I was like, whoa, hold on, what does that even mean? It's true. Everything that comes out of your mouth, whether or not you're talking about yourself or whether you're talking to other people, your mind's there. Your mind's listening. Your mind's grabbing onto every single little thing. So be careful how you're talking about yourself. You yourself deserve your love and affection just as much as anybody in the universe. So, you know, all of that self-love or all of that love that you put into other people and what you do for everybody else, make sure you do it for yourself. You are just as deserving as everybody else. You need to remember that. So for the last almost 4 years now, I've been working so hard at improving my self-love. I never really thought it was that important. I never really understood the power behind self-love. And because I've met those right people, I've met like-minded people, I've met people that want to better themselves in their self-growth and encourage others, and encourages me, and I can encourage them to work on themselves. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but their lack of self-love and my lack of self-love, it all just kind of meshes together, and then we can form this like almost like powerhouse of like throwing self-love awareness around like confetti, I guess they say. So when I was younger, I I'd be driving down this one road and I just wished a deer or a tree or something would magically like appear in front of me, in front of my truck, so I'd have to swerve and miss, or it would fall and it would land on my vehicle with me in it, so something would happen to me. I hated myself so much. I have trouble with self-love still today. It's an everyday battle. Not even a battle, it's an everyday journey. It's an everyday adventure. So many people said things about my hair. You know, like I mentioned, I have psoriasis. I'd be sitting in class with my hair pulled back like this. I can't help the fact that my hair looks like that. It just does. Personally, a big ball of curls.
Who doesn't want a big ball of curls?
I don't know. I love my curls. I'd be sitting there in class and these kids, I remember this specific thing happening, and you know, like I said, I've got psoriasis. My psoriasis was really bad in 7th grade. It was probably like 7th and 8th grade were probably one of the worst times that it was there. And they were sitting beside me and behind me, and I can hear them talking about me. Oh, look at that, that's gross, you know, but there's just all sorts of stuff there. You know, if you smell it, you're just gonna get a nose full of that stuff right there. That just ruined me. Ruined me for a very long time, and it just blows my mind that somebody could be so mean. But you know what? That's where self-love comes in, because now I may be still a little, not even really bitter about it, I just remember it, because it's very hard to forget things like that. But I forgive them. I forgive them because it's part of my self-growth and my self-journey, and it's not about them. So don't give other people a power over top of you, because that's what I did, and that's what I've done for as long as I can remember. And over the past, you know, almost 4 years, I have finally kind of stood my ground. And even though I struggle with it sometimes, I still keep pushing forward and moving forward and making sure every single day that have got myself almost all together. And I am proud of myself. I am proud of myself. I am proud of my journey. I am proud of the steps that I've made. And I can honestly say that is the one time that I really fully believe that I am proud of myself. And honestly, I think that's the only time. No, it is. That is the first time I have ever said that about myself, and I believe it. I don't say that. I don't like putting myself on this pedestal, but today I just did, and I think you should too. You need to put yourself on that pedestal and make sure that you know that you are important too. You are enough, you are loved, and you are worthy. Remember that. So with this being said, make sure you incorporate self-love into your life, whether it be journaling, meditating, yoga, stretching, going for a run, getting active, hanging out with close friends of yours, going to go have that cup of tea, and just anything that you love to do. Please make sure you do it every single day, no matter how tiny it is. So go have yourself a cup of hot tea, or at least in my case it's going to be hot tea because I love hot tea. But just remember that you are enough, you are loved, and you are worthy.